morning, everyone. Amanda here, and this is Vlogmas day 12, and that would be day 11 of the eyebrows. As you can see, the flakes are pretty much all gone because I am able to cleanse my face now. It's pretty much taking care of what flakiness was left. And so yeah, so the pigment is still sort of faded looking, but that's because there's a very small layer of scar tissue over the skin. And like I said, eventually the pigment will come back to the surface and then I will have the darker brows. But for now, they still look pretty good considering they're not even fully done. So yeah, yay. Anyway, I'm just gonna get ready. I'm gonna do a little get ready with me today. I am going out to meet a friend later, and then we're going to be going to the famous Toronto Christmas market. It is located in the old distillery district, so that's where they used to do all the distilling back in the 19th century. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to that, and of course, I will be bringing you along with me. So that will probably post for Vlogmas 13. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready. I'm not gonna do a lot for makeup today. I'm just going to keep it simple just because I'm gonna be out in the elements, and I don't need to waste money on makeup that's just gonna get worn away or look crappy. So we're gonna keep it simple today. But first, you know me, but first coffee. Ooh, it's piping hot. Anyway, so what to talk about? Tree still is not decorated. I know, you guys are just so sick of me. You're waiting in anticipation for that tree to get decorated. Truth be told, I don't generally decorate my tree until, well, about the 12th. Usually I wait for a couple weeks before Christmas before I do the tree. And especially and that started back when I used a real tree. I've only used an artificial tree for a few years. I've always had real trees. Excuse me. And so when I had a real tree, because I always leave my tree up through the first week of January, I always, don't worry, my hands are clean. I always waited until about the 12th to put up the tree, or 2 weeks before Christmas, because I knew it'd be up another 2 weeks after Christmas. So that's just what I always do to try to minimize the drying out of the tree and the needles everywhere. But now that I have an artificial tree, there's not really a reason to do that, but I just do it anyway. It's tradition, it's habit, it's just what I'm used to. So, but then so my ex-husband is Portuguese, and as such, he's Roman Catholic. And so I didn't even know that see, where I'm from, most people take their trees down right after Christmas. Maybe leave it through New Year's Eve, but most people take it down right after Christmas. So I didn't know that that was a thing until I met my ex, and he said, yeah, it's a Three Kings Day. You leave your tree up through Three Kings Day, which is January 6th. And I was like, well, that's cool because I do it anyway. But now when people ask about it, I have a reason. I couldn't just say, oh, well, I leave it up through Three Kings Day. No questions. People don't generally ask questions after that you give them that explanation. But my tree's a lot of work. My tree is 7.5 feet tall, and it's not a narrow tree. It's actually a very broad tree. It takes up the entire corner of my living room. And so it's a lot of effort and a lot of work to decorate that. And then I decorate the living room afterwards and, you know, all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna enjoy that tree for a while. I'm not gonna put in all of that work and then take it down right after Christmas. That's just, I'm not gonna do that like a lot of people do. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, so it's a lot of work, so I'm going to enjoy it as much as I can. And I really, when my tree is decorated, it's very, very pretty. I do like a red and white, I call it a candy cane theme. And I've always done it this way since my daughter was a baby. I've always decorated my tree this way. So all the ornaments are either red or white or a combination of. And I put a lot of candy canes on the tree. However, last time, I didn't decorate my tree last year because I had a rough year and I just wasn't feeling it. But the year before, I noticed the candy canes had gotten really gunky and gummy, and they no longer looked red and white striped. They kind of bled into a pink. So I have to buy new candy canes, and I keep forgetting to do that. But anyway, you can find every kind of candy cane under the moon, but for some reason, the ones I like are getting really hard to find. And yeah, just keep it light. I'm not going to try to cover up my sun damage. Wear sunscreen, people. You get sun damage. See? So yeah, wear your sunscreen because you will get sunspots. Anyway, so yeah, so the tree's a lot of work, and so I like to leave it up as long as possible because it's pretty and I want to. Anywho, let's see what color we are gonna go. I think I'm just gonna keep it, like I said, I'm gonna keep it simple, keep it light. I have this light orangey pink here I'm gonna use as a base color. That's one thing, I love this color pop. I'm using one of the color pop palettes that I did a haul on a couple months ago. I love ColourPop, but there is a ton of fallout in their shadows. I mean, it's not a big deal. I just don't like wasting. So when I put the palette away, I try to keep the powder as in there as possible, and then I just dip into the loose powder the next time I use it. Damn, that's good coffee. What to go with next? Like I said, I'm trying to keep it simple today. I think I'm gonna, maybe a pretty gold. I don't know if that's really gold though. Yeah, I guess it's kind of a rosy gold. It's a pretty color. I might have to use my finger in it though. Oh, didn't realize I had the mirror up blocking the view. Sorry guys. I am not a beauty guru, but if you want to watch how I do this, then be my guest. I kind of have weird shaped eye sockets, so I have to do it for me. I have to found a way to do it best for my eye shape. But if you have hooded eyes with a prominent brow bone, like I do, then be my guest. Go ahead and watch what I do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to use my finger to really get that pigment on there. That's a really pretty color though. Oh my goodness, that's a pretty, pretty color. Am I blocking it again? Sorry guys. That is a really pretty color. Ooh, can you see that? That is really pretty. Anyway, what to talk about now? Oh. Got a Christmas card today from my niece back home. She sent a lovely card. She always remembers to send me a card every year. It's very sweet of her. She's one of those super moms, the women that work 9 to 5, raise their kids, manage to get them to this practice and that lesson and this lesson, come home, make dinner, bake 3 dozen cookies for whatever, sell fundraiser sale or whatever. You know, she does it all. She's amazing. I'm not like that, so I really admire people who are. And she's very crafty, and crafty in a good way, not crafty as in hee 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 hee. She's very crafty. And so I admire that. I wish I was more like that. It looks pretty good. Now let's get something on that inner corner. On that inner corner. Oh shoot, I was gonna use, oh, I guess I'll just use this. Something light and pretty. But anyway, it was nice getting a card from her. People don't really send cards anymore, but I can't complain because I have never been, well, no, I take that back. When I lived back home, I did send cards every year. Excuse me, every year. But when I moved to Canada, the postage is like twice as expensive here. And all of my family's in the States, so everything's getting sent international postage. So I stopped sending cards when I moved here. I kind of miss sending cards. But I have noticed over the years that I have lived here, people have stopped sending cards. Not as much as they used to in days of yore. In case you're wondering, Chauncey's actually having a good day. As you could hear, she was click, click, clicking around. Now she's lick, lick, licking herself. You know, dog stuff. Living her best doggy life. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that because as you know, I was very worried. But, you know, like I said, she has a chronic illness. She's not out of the woods. So she's having a good day today, but, you know, I've come to learn that that can change very quickly. So I'm hoping she'll be fine while I'm gone today, later today. That's another thing. When she's sick, I find myself, my social life gets put on the back burner because I want to be with her, you know. If she's uncomfortable, I want to be there with her, obviously, because I care for her. She's my baby and I love her. So if she's having an icky day, I'm going to be here, just like I did with my kids. She had a sick day, I would be at home with her. And so yeah, but anyway, she's having a good day, so that's good. Fingers crossed that it stays that way. But I really appreciate when you guys inquire about her, how she's doing. It's nice to know that people care. I find that if you're anything like me, you care more about animals than actual people. It's a terrible thing to say, but it's the truth. I tend to have, you know, it's easier to pull at my heartstrings when it has to do with an animal than the sick child. That's a horrible thing to say, but it's the truth. I'm very, my entire life I've always been drawn to animals, not people. Even when I was a kid, animals were all I cared about. I didn't care about anything else. I was always the one to bring home the stray animal. Can we keep it? I was also the one who always saw our animals get hit by cars. For whatever reason, that was me. That was my duty in life, was to be the one that saw the animals get hit. I grew up in a time when animals weren't really as cared for as they are now. They were still considered kind of disposable. And so people just let their animals roam around the neighborhood and stuff. They'd get hit by cars and they'd get into fights and get stolen or killed on purpose. So yeah, I was always the one who either found the dead animal or saw the animal get hit. That was my lot in life. I think that's good. Like I said, keeping it simple today. Let's just throw on some eyeliner and lipstick and call it a day. I have Sephora, a little Sephora liquid liner that I use. It's not waterproof, and it runs real bad down into that corner. But it's cheap and it's eyeliner, so we're just gonna go with it. Gosh, guys, I don't really know what else to talk about. I don't know if you saw my video yesterday for Vlogmas. I guess that would have been 11. I made pizza. And it's actually been a while since I have made pizza. And I accidentally, it's not in the recipe, your recipe should be fine. But I accidentally used the wrong flour. The flour I used has a higher gluten content, and that makes the dough chewier, the crust chewier. I actually prefer my preference is more like a St. Louis style pizza. It doesn't have yeast. It's more like a dense cracker. That's my preferred pizza, and I just love it that way. But most people like Napoli style or New York, or they like a breadier crust. So that's why I went ahead and did that for you guys. But when I make mine, first of all, I make mine with sourdough, and I don't use commercial yeast. So any rising action that happens from the sourdough, and it takes hours. So this way is much quicker, even though the rise time is 2 to 4 hours. It's much quicker because when I make pizza dough with sourdough, it's an overnight process. So it takes like 24 hours. So I did this one for you guys because I thought it'd be easier for you. But even though it was a chewy crust because there was too much gluten, it was still really yummy. Because my favorite pizzeria back home in Portland, Oregon, there's a place called Flying Pie Pizzeria. And my favorite pizza there was always the chicken and garlic pizza. It's so good. So yeah, that's what I was attempting to do. Plus I added like other stuff. But I roasted garlic in the oven, which is very, very easy to do. You can just Google it. And then I just put whole cloves of garlic all over the pizza with the chicken. It's so good. And it's been years since I have it, but I've had it. But if I remember correctly, Flying Pie uses a white sauce. I don't have a white sauce. I just have my homemade pizza sauce. So that's what I used, was my homemade pizza sauce. But yeah, it was really, really good. And the reason it posted so late was because I did it in segments. There was a lot of footage to edit, like a lot of clips to edit down. So that's why it posted so late. Plus I got a late start on the dough. So that's another reason it posted late. Sorry about that, guys. There is also a possibility that today's video will post late, just because I still have to go to the market and film that. So I don't know what time I will get home. But as soon as I get home, I will get started on this video and get it up. So I think this is just gonna be it. We're gonna toss on some lipstick after I figure out which lipstick I want to toss on. I should probably do a little bit of concealer on my under eyes, just on my under eyes. If I can find my concealer. I need to organize like my life. My life is pretty pathetic. I'm so unorganized. It's not a good thing, as Martha Stewart would say. It is not a good thing. Eyeliner already starting to transfer to my lower. Oh, my skin is so terrible about that. Eyeliner, whether it's liquid or a pencil, mascara, anything like that, always ends up on my under eyes, and it doesn't matter if I prime or not. It just happens. And it's very frustrating because you see people who can go all day and they don't have that issue, and it's like, what is magical about your skin? What's going on? Why don't you have these issues? I do the same, follow the same application steps that you do. How come you don't have these issues? And so that's pretty frustrating. Oh well, it is what it is. It is what it is, folks. I'm glad you joined me today. This was fun. I hadn't done a get ready with me in quite a while, so this was a nice change of pace. I need to get better about making these shorter though, because I have a tendency to just, or have like notes down for me, topic notes, because I sit and I'm like, it gets quiet because I am focused on my makeup and also trying to think of what to say next, right? And so I have not mastered the get ready with me as of yet, but I'm working on it. I swear to God, I'm working on it. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna throw on some lipstick off camera, but thanks for joining me, guys, and until next time, I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Do ring the bell so you know when I post that Christmas market video, and thanks for supporting the channel. If you need to get in touch with me, I have my Instagram and my email posted down below, as well as my YouNow account and my Patreon should you want to help support the channel. Anyway, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.